I would like to see in future, when the government, when the council and the government puts together these sort of strategies, a more people-first approach, because fundamentally it is people who make the difference in society, not the state. And many people forget that economics is not necessarily a science, and that, you know, at the heart of an economy is people. In the main substantive document, it talks a lot about what the city council's doing, but there's not a lot of stuff there which talks about, you know, outreach and encouraging individual people to take control of their lives, which brings me back onto the entrepreneurship and the skills training, which, you know, obviously I talk a lot about on this committee. Because I went to Germany back in February. I wanted to go and see the Berlin Wall for the 30th anniversary. I was supposed to go last November, but Boris Johnson called it a general election. So after World War II, when both Britain and Germany were on their knees, they both adopted different strategies for economic recovery. Great Britain, as you know, adopted a more very centrally planned approach, whereas Germany, can never say the guy's name, I think it's Adhart, is it? Ludwig Adhart. They went in, they did a much more liberal approach, and where they basically got rid of all the rules from the Third Reich and the National Socialist Party, and they encouraged more free enterprise. And in the space of 20 years, Great Britain, as we know, became the sick man of Europe, the basket case, whereas Germany became the third economic power in the world, the richest country in Europe. And just think about that, they lost the war. So in terms of principles, we do know what works when it comes to economic recovery. And I think as a council, we should be there to facilitate people and help people stand on their own 2 feet and help people set up their enterprises, whether it be a charity, a business, social enterprise. We should let people do the recovery. And I've always said that we need to be encouraging, especially in the digital economy. I've said this for years now. Why are we not teaching anything about business and free enterprise in our schools, especially in the digital economy in the 21st century? It is the future. Now more than ever, it should be easier for people to set up their own free enterprise. And I do believe that rather than pushing people into career pathways of work, like in the old days where, you know, you used to teach people the skills they need to go and work in the local factory, we should really be encouraging people to stand on their own 2 feet. You touched on this, Lou, earlier, where we need to give people the right tools. There's an old saying, isn't there? If you give somebody a fish, you will feed them for a day. If you give them a fishing rod, you will feed them for life. And I will leave on a quote that I think you'll appreciate. You have nothing to lose but your chains. Maybe we should look at that vision moving forward by a different philosophy of actually encouraging people to make the changes in their life rather than encouraging the state to do it for them. Thank you, Chair.